Welcome to social class. Today I'm going to start next lesson in your class, that is forest using and protecting. So what lesson today I'm going to start? Forest using and protect. So everyone knows that what is meant by a forest. What is meant by a forest? So generally everyone knows the forest means a big area having trees along with the proper biodiversity, and that is called as forest. And simple, having trees and animals together is comes into the forest. Today we are going to be learn that how the forest was using and who are the people are protecting the forest. Before starting the lesson, the forest, we should be know that. Oh, take an example. Some of you were from the forest areas also. Take an example, the district of Adilabad in the region of Telangana, even that Mahbub Nagar and some of the areas we have that forest. It means everyone they have some familiar with the forest, and even you also knows that you are the people they visited the forest areas and you observe that what you found in the forest. Now come to that our lesson, the forest and using and also the protecting. First come to the introduction of our lesson. Here first we are learning the introduction, what is meant by a forest and how the forests are going to be used in our regular life. Forest is a one. Some of the people they are afraid. Afraid means they feared the forest because the forest is having that animals like a dangerous animals, insects, birds, these are all the things. Because of that factor, there are some of the people they are afraid with the forest, so we don't like to go into the forest. And we also found the dangerous snakes like a python, and the type of snakes also can found in the region of forest. Here also people, there are some of the people they have that familiar with the forest, and there are some of the people they are afraid with the forest. So you can say that two types of people. One is afraid. Afraid means feared. Some of the people they have that familiar. It means they have to be move in the region of forest. Take an example, tribals. There are some of the people in the region of Telangana like Gonds, Kolas. These are some different type of people in the region of Telangana. They are staying in the region of forest only. It means they are the people, they are familiar, and there are some of the people they are depending upon the forest. It means they'll collect some different type of medical herbs and they'll collect that firewood, and also these are the things they are selling in the open market and they're living in the society. So it means there are some of the people they are afraid with the forest, and there are some of the people they are familiar, so they don't have any fear with the forest. So there are some also the people they are also staying in the forest, they also move along with the animals also. So that is a people is also called as tribals. Even 60% of people of Telangana they are depending upon the forest only. Then come to that. What are the uses of forest? So first use of forest was, so the industrial development is also possible through the availability of the forest products also. Take an example, furniture industry. The furniture industry is completely depending upon the forest. So that furniture industry, paper industry is also depending upon the this one, and also that matchbox industries, shipbuilding industries. So we take an example, industrial development, that is also possible to the development and availability of the products. So furniture, like we have the doors, windows, and chairs, wooden chairs, and cart. These all are comes under the furniture. The furniture industry is completely depending upon the forest. Paper industry, like a paper, the raw material of paper industry, that is bamboo, that which we learn in the class 7th, and also that other eucalyptus, and these all the things can found in the region of forest only. Next, matchbox industries, that matchstick can found in the region of forest, and also the shipbuilding industry is also the wood which is required, that you can found in the region of forest. So it means the forest is also supporting for the development of industrial sector, and also take agricultural sector. It means agricultural equipments that you can found in the region of forest only. Even that medical industry is also depending upon the forest. Musical instruments like red shanders, and also the soap industry and shampoo industry is also depending upon the forest only. They say that the forests are using for the purpose, they have a lot of uses of the forest, like wood. Next come to that other items like a honey and soap nut, beedi leaves, wood. These are all the things we can find from the forest. Lot of people also they are depending upon the forest. So tribals, they're collecting the woods and some of the different type of medical herbs and some products from the forest. They are selling in the open market, and they are living in their life without supporting of the other members. First, we should know that what is the definition of forest. Forest means what? Forest means large tract, of land covers with the trees and with the biodiversity are called forest. So what is meant by a forest? The definition. Forest means large tract, means biggest, or it is called as a vast tract, covers with the trees, plants, grass, it means greenery, along with the biodiversity, it is called as forest. Take an example difference. I will explain this one in the briefly. Biggest area 2 or 3 or 4 kilometers or miles of distance are having with the trees. So, but that area is not having that wild animals. It means that area will not considered as a forest. The forest first one is large area covers with the trees along with the wild animals, and that only is called as forest, or else it is called as large tract of land covers with the heavy plantation. So we cannot call it as a forest if a area is considering with the vast trees and also the plants. Similarly, you see this is called as, and this is called as width and the length, from here to here, from here to here, complete area. If the area is having that trees and a wild animals, that one we consider as a forest. So do you understand what is meant by a forest? So one more time, definition of forest: large tract of land covers with the trees, and also a biodiversity means with the wild animals, interacting with the wild animals and also human beings, that is called as the forest. Now we should know that where these are the forests can found. location and also the types of forest. Location. Once upon a time, it means millions of years before or thousands of years before, everywhere we found the forest. So every place we found the forest. So it means a long years before, where the sunshine and where the rainfall, it means the water is available on all the areas, the forest we can find that. It means the complete area is covers with the forest, it means along with the trees and also the wild animals. That is once upon a time where the sunshine, where the water is available, on those areas the forest is going to be covered. But nowadays, you see that we cannot get everywhere the forest because the people usage was more, so we cleared the forest. So 30 every year 30 square kilometers of the land, means forest land, is converted into the industrial or agricultural development, or else for the construction of buildings, otherwise called as dams. So before of that one, so location. So once upon a time, everywhere we get the forest, other than in which areas the forest cannot be grown. It means where the Himalayas, in the sense where the areas are covered with the ice. So where the areas covers with the ice, on those areas there is no chance for growing of forest. And where the areas are covered with the water, the coastal, it means consisting with the sand and also the coast, not with the mud. If the mud is there, there is chance for growing. But if the areas are having the sand and also the coastal side, there is no chance for growing. And also in the region of deserts, so in the region of deserts also there is no chance for growing of forest. So Himalayas, or else areas which is having the ice areas, coastal areas where they have the covers with the sand, and also that the desert areas where the vast plain of land covers with the sand, and those areas also there is no chance for growing the forest. So location, in the sense before only I said explain that where the sunshine and where the rainfall will appear, on those areas there is a chance for growing the forest. Clear? But you can say that location. Location means where the forest can grow. So once upon a time, the forests are growing in every place where the sunshine and also the rainfall is available. Then afterwards, you see that in which areas the forest cannot grow that. In the Himalayas where the ice is covers, and coastal side where the sand is going to be takes the much place, and where the deserts are having that vast plain of area covers with the sand, on those areas also the plants or else the trees cannot grow that. But nowadays also the forest is going to be reduced because of the usage, because of the development of industrial sector, and because of the development of overpopulation, and because of the development of agricultural sector. So there is a more usage of the forest. So because they are going to be clear, the large tract of land clears with the forest, so they have a lot of problems. Nowadays the forest is going to be decreasing. Now see that types of forest. There are 4 types of forest according to our textbook. And on what basis we are dividing the forest into the 4 types? We divided the forest into 4 types based upon the dense in the sense thickness of the forest, and based upon the thickness and availability of area covers with the thickness of the trees, and based upon that we divided that forest into 4 types. The first forest name is called as Evergreen Forest. What is called? Evergreen Forest. And this Evergreen Forest can not located in the region of Telangana and some parts of India. only little portion of India covers with the evergreen forest. Next, deciduous forest. First one is evergreen forest. Next one is deciduous forest. The next one is thorny bushes, rest thorny forest. So first one is evergreen, next one is deciduous, next one is thorny, the last one is laterite forest. See the first one, what is meant by evergreen forest? So what is meant by evergreen forest? So evergreen forest can found only on the near to the equatorial regions. Why it is more in the region of equatorial regions? Equatorial regions are having with the high rainfall and also that good temperature. So high rainfall and the dry temperature. So very high dry temperature. So equatorial regions where the rainfall is very high and where the temperature is high, we can say that very high dry temperatures, on those areas there is a chance for getting that evergreen forest, particularly in the region of African continent. Maximum we found this evergreen forest only. So what will happen that? So here throughout the year the trees are generating that leaves, and you can say that getting the new leaves and also that leaving the old leaves. For example, in the forest, throughout the year, there are some of the trees are going to be shed their leaves. There are some of the trees are going to be get the new leaves. At the same time, it is going to be occurs. So because of that factors, throughout the year, this forest looks like a greenery. It means shedding and getting the new leaves. Shedding means leaving that. Getting means getting that new one. So equatorial forests are having the high rainfall and also the good dry temperature, and also shedding and also that getting means making a new leaves. It is comes under the same time. Because of that factor, this forest is always looks greenery. So what are the trees can found in the region of evergreen forest? Like an example, jamun and also the cones and bamboo. These are some different type of etc. That's why I'm saying that hardwood trees, hardwood means the wood is very strong. That you can say that hardwood trees, so making of cards and also that in everywhere we can use that hardwood trees. So equatorial regions, high rainfalls and also the good high dry temperatures, shedding and also that making a new leaves is comes in the same time. So the region, this forest throughout the year looks like greenery. Trees like jamun, cones and bamboos can found in the region of evergreen forest. Next come to that deciduous forest. So deciduous forest, deciduous forest can found in the region of India. Take an example, evergreen forest can found in the region of India, particularly in the region of Andaman and Nicobar and also in the region of Kerala. That is Annamalai forest, and that is a part of evergreen forest. But deciduous forest can found in the region of India. Even in Telangana also we can found this deciduous forest where the rainfall is comes and the temperature is dry. So in the region of Telangana we have that dry temperature and also that we have a rainfall. So because of that factor, deciduous forest can found in the region of Telangana, particularly take that northern Telangana, that is Adilabad, Warangal, Karimnagar, and that side we have that deciduous forest. And here shedding and also that making a new leaf, it is comes in that different. So when the rainfall is comes, the forest looks greenery. When there is no rainfall and the trees are going to be lost the leaves because of the dryness and when the rainfall is comes, it means this forest is completely depending upon the seasons, seasonal wise. So in one season the trees are greenery, in other season the trees are going to be shedding their leaves, in other season the new leaves are going to be covered, and sometimes this forest looks flowery because of the good temperatures also. So trees like acacia and also that Arjuna tree, so Bandaru, these are some different type of trees like acacia tree, Arjuna tree and Bandaru. These are some different type of scientific names that we can find in the region of villages also, because we don't know what is meant by Bandari and what is meant by Arjuna. Then if you haven't doubt, you can type in the Google and the picture is comes, and you can understand that what is called as acacia and what is called as tumma, what is called as Bandari, and these are some different type of trees. Next one is called as thorny trees, where the rainfall is low and where the temperature is also high. So rainfall is low and the temperature is very high. It looks like a desert conditions, particularly in the region of Telangana, Mehboob-nagar, Nalgonda, and that side we have the thorny bushes. The condition is also looks like a thorny, and there are some trees like leaves are having a thick leaves, and the thick leaves are also having the wax, and that type of trees can found in the region of thorny only. So thorny bushes, particularly the condition of thorny bushes means having with the thorns, in Telugu it is called as mullulu, and we have a tumma chettu in Telugu, that type of trees can found in the region of thorny bushes. So here the condition is where the rainfall is low and also that where the temperature is high, on those areas we can find these thorny bushes like a tumma and some other trees are the example of this forest. Next one is littoral forest, otherwise called as mangrove forest. So littoral or else called as mangrove forest can found near to the areas where the coastal areas. So this type of forest can develop beside of the coastal where the river is flowing, and beside of the rivers, the coastal side, it can be occupies that. And here also there are some of the coastal trees like a softwood trees can grow in the region of littoral forest. So one more time I will cover with the 4. Evergreen forest, this one can found in the region of equatorial regions, and the same forest can found in the region of Himalayas also, because in the Himalayas where the ice was going to be melt and the down areas are converting into the forest, that you can say the coniferous forest. And the tree like a pine tree can found in the region of coniferous forest, and the trees, the leaves looks like a cone shape and having with the shape is needle shape, means we know the sudi ela untundo, that is called as needle shape, that you can found in the region of coniferous forest. So evergreen forest in the region of Himalayas, it is called as coniferous forest. And a tree like a pine is one of the important tree that can found in the region of coniferous forest. This pine tree can useful for the purpose of railway sleepers or railway sleepers making. Next, deciduous forest, where the rainfall is also having that humid temperature, and those areas we can found this deciduous forest. Thorny forest having the condition with the thorny bushes, and littoral forest can found in the region of coastal side, and also called as mangrove forest is also called as littoral forest. Next come to that status of forest in the region of Telangana. Actually, according to the government information and the environmental balance, 33.33% of the land should be under the forest. In every state or in every country, out of 100% of land, 33% of the land should be under the forest. But in the region of Telangana, it is only the 24% of the land is under the forest. that you can say that this is called a status of the forest. This is called a status. According to the environmental balance, the country should be have 33.33% of the land should be under the forest, but in the region of Telangana, 24% of the land was under the forest. Even 24% also, 16.74% was having the characteristics of the forest. It means vast land covered with the thick trees and consisting with the animals, and balance 7% is only the large vast area covers with the forest, and this one is not at all suitable for the forest condition. It means in the region of Telangana we don't have the balance of environment in the forest. So because of this factor only, our Telangana Chief Minister Mr. Kalvakundla Chandrasekhar Rao is made the program for planting in every state. You think he knows that? Clear or not? So Telangana state CM is also made that some different type of schemes. With these schemes also they are trying for development of the plants and the trees in every place. So we know that is a one factor. The next one is, can say that tribal people in the region of forest. So we know that Harita Haram. So I forgot to explain this. Harita Haram. So recently is also 1 week before, Kalvakundla Chandrasekhar Rao is also made this the Harita Haram program. So with this they're making a plan for that, making more than of crores of plants they can make where the land is waste and the land is not using for the purpose of agriculture, and also that in the near to the villages also. So they also involving the village people and village elites can be involved in the development of Harita Haram program is also. So once upon a time, how this forest was there, what is the involvement of the people of forest? We know that Alluri Sita Ramaraju is a one of the person belongs to that Andhra Pradesh common state, and he worked for the development of tribals in the region of Telangana and also the Andhra state. So once upon a time, the people of tribals, they have that lot of involvement with the forest. So lot of involvement with the forest means, so once upon a time the rights of the forest was given to that tribal people only, and also Telangana government, before of Telangana government also, at the time of colonial powers also, there was some different. You can say that the forest can be divided into two. One is called reserve forest, one is called as protected forest. Even at the time of Nizam, the forest can be divided into reserve and also called as protected. Reserve forest means no one cannot enter into the forest. So out of 1,000 acres of forest land, the forest land can be divided into two, that you can see that reserve and also called as protected. The reserve forest can be used only government and the forest department can be used, and no tribals or else no people can enter into the reserve forest. Once if you enter into the reserve forest, that should be a crime under the forest rule. And protected, the tribals can involve and they can collect some products from the forest and they can sell these products in the region of society, and they buy which are the things they require. So tribals are using the forest like a one of the sacred place, means Pavitra Mahina place. So they are the people, they are using the forest like a sacred place. They will feel that all the trees are gods and they can use the forest is like a temple. Even they will cut the trees, the same place they can make the new plant. That is a once upon a time the tribals was using this forest. Later, because of the involvement of landlords, because of the involvement of some other persons, these tribals was lost their influence, and the tribals was facing a lot of problem under the control of landlords. Take an example. This is the area is comes under the tribal area. Now the forest area. And near of the tribal areas, they can form some different type of villages, and here they can form these landlords. Landlords are expanding their power, and they are cultivating this land, and they can force the tribals to be work under their land only. Because once upon a time, the people of tribal, they are going with the Podu cultivation. We studied in the class 6th Penugolu. In the region of Penugolu, the clan means the community of the tribe, that they will decide that who has to cultivate this land, and how much land they have to cultivate. And these all the things will be decided by the members of the clan. So now so they are following the Podu cultivation. So these are the people, they can cultivate 2 or 3 years. Again they will go to the other areas. But later, because of the involvement of the landlords are going to be using the services of the tribals, and they are cheating, because tribals, they require some of the money they are collecting from the money lenders, and money lenders will cheat the people of tribals, and they will take the land. So because of that factor, tribals, they lost the influence, they struggled much with the landlords. So by seeing this, government of India is also, they made some different type of rules and the regulations for the development of the people of tribals. First time, take an example, there are 2 rights are there. One is 1988 Act according to the 2006 Forest Act. So here both factors was giving more support to the tribal people. So the tribals are involving in the conservative of the forest. Conservative means the development of the forest. So they are asking to the tribals for the development of the forest. They can say that conservative of the forest, and tribals will get the registration on the lands which they have in the area. For example, in one village, the tribals are living on that area, the tribals will get that registration of land. It means government can talk with the tribals, and they'll give that rights of that land over the land to the tribals only. It means registration is given to the tribals. One is involvement of the development of the forest. Second one is registration of the lands. This is the one thing. And also they given that more rights to the people, and also the clan, or is called village community. So village community is also going to be involved in all the development of the forest. So village community, they will take a responsibility. They will make the plans in some of the areas, and also the caring of the plants also taken by the village members only. So what are the rights which given to the people of tribals? So one is protection of the forest, and also one is called as regeneration of the forest, and also the development. So one is called protection of the forest according to the 1988. Protection of the forest, the responsibility is taken by the tribals. And also regeneration, it means once if they cut the tree, in the same place they can make that one plant or 2 plants, and the responsibility of the growing of the plant was taken by the tribal group only. And also the development. So these are the some different type of programs was given in the region of 1988 program. So one is protection, regeneration, and also the development. So according to 2006 is also involving that tribals in the conservation of the forest. It means called as development of the forest, and also the registration of the land is given to the tribals, and also rising, it means called as control the landlords and the rights of the tribal people. So these are the some of the points was given, and they are working for the development of tribal people in the region of Telangana or throughout the India. So one more time, today what I covered, I will explain you that. Today we learn what is forest and what the definition of forest and where the location of forest, types of forest, and also how the forest was using, what is the role of tribals in the development of the forest, what are the acts, 1988 act and also the 2000 acts main points. So this is your lessons. Once revise the textbook. I hope everyone is taking the textbooks and workbooks and try to complete the workbooks also. Thank you. We'll meet in next class.